And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for Monday night's episode of Black Lightning, Season 4, Episode 2. You know, this episode was actually very, very interesting for a couple of reasons. One, first of all, let me give you a little synopsis of what actually happened, because a lot of things actually happened here. So, we have Black Lightning, you know, Jefferson, he's at the point right now where he doesn't want to be a hero. In the sense of wearing a costume and, you know, putting on the suit, which he knows he has to have his suit on if he wants to use his powers. But he wants to be just regular Jefferson Pierce and try to save the world, you know, one person at a time. Because Freeland has gone to the point where there's riots, there's shooting every couple of minutes. You have the gangs, you know, controlling certain points of, you know, their territories. You know, Lala's doing his thing. Edith, who supposedly disappeared, and now one of her cronies is now taking over that section. And of course, you have Tobias Wells. Tobias Wells shows up in Freeland, acting like he's Mr. Sunshine and Rainbows, the perfect Santa Claus to help out the community. You know, giving charity, giving money to donate to fix buildings or whatever it is. And, you know, you see Jefferson watching him on TV, you know, having everybody worship the guy because they're like, oh, you know, Tobias Wells, he's such a great, great man. But, you know, Black Lightning and his family, they know the truth that Tobias Wells is pretty much the most evil person you could probably imagine. And he knows their secret. He knows all their identities. And that makes him a danger to not only Jefferson, but also his daughters, and of course Lynn as well. Speaking of Lynn, we got to see her still continue her experiments with, I guess, different meta-human powers. And she wants to be like how Gridlock was. When Gridlock had all the meta powers, he was just able to, you know, function right and be in control and use different powers at once. So Lynn's trying to figure out which one of the powers basically helped him gain all the powers and how he was stable. She keeps ejecting herself. She keeps helping out whatever she can. You have Jennifer just going out there doing her thing, you know, trying to stop riots and gunfights in the streets. And there's one scene where Jennifer gets shot, and then, of course, her mother helps her out, but she's not aware of it until later when she reveals that it was her helping her out. And, you know, her daughters are like, listen, Mom, we love you, respect you, we get what you're doing. You don't have the training. We don't want you getting hurt. And Jefferson's at his own point where he's like, you're basically getting hooked onto this again, just like how you were with Greenlight. And, you know, poor Lynn, she doesn't know what she really wants to do. She wants to be a hero, but then who knows what she really wants. I think she just wants to get closer to the family. I think she feels a little envy. That's my opinion. I feel like that's what her problem is. She feels jealous at the fact that, you know, Gamby, he's got his technology. He knows how to do that. Yeah, sure, Lynn's a doctor, but, you know, both her daughters and her husband all have electrical powers, while Lynn has to stay home and be the warrior wife. I don't think she wants that. I think she wants to actually be a part of the team and actually be in the field, helping out, and be a hero in her own way, even though she's a doctor, but I guess she wants more. But that was pretty interesting. But, you know, the best scene in this episode, Jefferson was getting out of a school, or out of his school, because he's the principal. He walks out and into the parking lot, and he meets Tobias Wells. Now, normally when a bad guy and a good guy face off in public, things sometimes can escalate to a point where it's like, yikes, what's going to happen now? But Tobias was smart. He knew that if Black Lightning came out of Jefferson and attacked him, the press would be all over it. And, you know, it will be bad for him. Especially now with the new police chief trying to make sure that Meta's stay in control. Apparently they got some new weapon that they can stop Metas. And apparently the chief of police knows Gamby from back in the day. And he's working with her now. Like, I guess undercover. So that way he can try to find information about this new weapon and maybe find a way to counter it. So there's that. So that was pretty interesting. Overall, interesting episode. I do feel bad for Jefferson, though, because he has a lot on his plate. He wants to kill Tobias. You can tell he wants to, but he keeps telling the family, we can't kill, we just can't do it. But would it be a point where he crosses the line? I wonder if that would actually happen, but we have to wait and see. But yeah, good episode. Oh, there was a moment where a boy gets shot in one of the crossfires. There was a war in the streets. A boy gets shot, dies, and then Jefferson pretty much loses it. He goes after the guy who shots him, and he's like, "Oh, you turn yourself in, or I'll come back and like hurt you and stuff." So Jefferson's like on a one-man, I guess, vigilante kind of style of doing justice his own right, without the suit, which he knows is dangerous because he can't function so well without the suit. He needs the suit to sustain his powers, I believe. And he starts fighting with his family. He starts fighting with Gambi. And Jefferson's just in a mess right now. But hopefully something's going to happen where he turns around and becomes Black Lightning again. I don't know if he's going to suit up this season. If he doesn't suit up this season, I think I'd be a little disappointed. But overall, I think I'll understand why he doesn't want to. You know, he just fought for the city so many times. Not much of a thank you from anybody. You know, he just helped out in crisis. You know, sure, he got Barry in the team. They say thank you to him. They support him. But, you know, his town that he's supposed to be protecting, you know, they like, oh, yay, everything's fixed. Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Black Lightning. Do they appreciate it? Maybe some people do. Maybe some people don't. But they just go back on a normal day like Nick. Black Lightning doesn't really matter. But, you know, maybe that's what he feels. Maybe he feels like, yeah, nobody cares about him being Black Lightning, so why should he care? You know, maybe he can just do good as just being Jefferson Pierce. You know, educator, father, family man, you know, all that. If he does good like that, maybe the town will appreciate him more as just a man. And then, you know, he doesn't need Black Lightning anymore. But I think something's going to happen where he has to suit up again and do the Black Lightning stuff again. But only time will tell. And I don't believe he will be crossing over with anybody anymore since this is the last season for the show, which is a drag and a bummer because the show is awesome and kind of want him to see him team up with some other members of the team. Heck, I would love to see him team up with Barry, you know, maybe help Barry with that situation that we're going to be seeing in the new season where he needs to fix his lightning and basically his Speed Force. You know, maybe Jefferson couldn't give him a boost of energy to, you know, make him last a couple of days or something. But that, you know, that would have been a cool little crossover. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen. But, yeah, a little too late for Black Lightning to join the team. It's kind of a drag, but what can you do? But still, overall, good episode. And I'm looking forward to more. Who knows what's going to happen with Lala and Tobias. And if they're going to cross paths again, who knows what's going to happen there. Where's Painkiller? We have no idea where he's at, you know. Why is Jennifer doing her own thing? And her sister's the same thing. Thunder doing her own thing as well. But what's going on with Lynn? Is she actually going to get powers at the end of this? But, like, not temporarily, but more like permanently. Only time will tell. But we'll have to wait. So, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about Black Lightning. And stay tuned for more. Thank you very much and have a good day.